a speech like that, because when I give a speech, I really mean it, Lauren. I'll tell you how this happened. The day that my daughter was murdered, I had a Trump 2020 shirt on, and they started attacking me, if you could believe it. The left, the Democrats, started saying I deserved it, that my daughter was shot because I had a Trump 2020 shirt on, and that was okay. I was able to take it. But then, before my daughter was even murdered and buried, the left started attacking the Second Amendment, blaming the Second Amendment, didn't even look into any of the facts. And I wanted, and I'm a facts guy, Laura, I wanted to look into what happened. And I did, and when I looked into what happened, it made me angry. And who was there to help me? One person, Senator Scott, came and helped me, a Republican. And that's when I said in my speech also, Donald Trump, President Trump, called me to the White House where we sat down and we discussed what went wrong in Parkland, the policies that were in place. And I didn't believe he was going to follow through on everything, but he did. You know, he opened that Federal School Safety Commission. The guy listened to me, and he did everything he said he was going to do. And he really, it meant a lot to me and to other Parkland families. And kids are safer without those Obama-Biden policies. And he's just a really good guy.
Now, in case the audience doesn't believe you, Andrew, about this narrative that's out there about the president, here it is.
It is pretty clear there's a profound empathy and decency gap between President Trump and Joe Biden.
We've seen him act cruel. We've seen his lack of empathy.
Presidents in the past, Republican and Democrat, they've all been capable of great empathy. That is just something that this president is wholly incapable and uninterested in doing.
Andrew, your reaction?
It's laughable, Laura. You know, I know the guy personally. He sends me personal messages ever so often. Just last week in a press conference, he mentioned Meadows' name. You know, the world is on his shoulders. He's getting attacked day in and day out, and he mentions my daughter's name out of the blue in a press conference. He means well. He puts the country first. He did everything he could to make our children safe in that Federal School Commission. And I respect him, and I'd do anything for him to get reelected. And you know, what else Democrats, what's the problem with Democrats is they're even looking to remove school resource officers. They don't look to back the police, they're looking to defend them. In these times, we need to help the police officers. They need our support.
Andrew, that's a really good point, and I had not focused on that. The school safety officers.
Did you imagine?
I mean, it was bad enough at Parkland. You had someone who didn't go into the building, and that was controversial to talk about it. We don't get into that, but the idea of not having anyone there, and
It's
then
terrible.
defunding the.
We did, Laura, we did so much research, okay? Then Governor Scott did what he always does. He did the right thing, Rick. He opened a commission, and he put a commission in place in the state of Florida to look into all the failures that happened in stolen dollars. And what makes Florida different than other states, we made it a law, we passed a bill, Laura, in the state of Florida, that it's mandatory to have police officers in schools. So any of these liberal loan counties where you got these people running the school districts that thinks it's a good idea to remove police officers from schools, it can't happen in Florida because of the bill we passed. And I know President Trump feels the same way about our police and the schools and funding the police departments, not defunding them.
Andrew, we're almost out of time, but how many minutes go by in the course of the day when you don't think of Meadow? Any minute?
You know, nothing. You know, I try, you know, I'm inspired to do this because of my daughter, Laura. I'm not out here because I enjoy it. I don't like going on TV. I don't like going doing speeches. But it's very important for parents to see this message about these policies, about having kids in school. And it means the world to me not to let this happen again. And it's really on the parents, educate them.
Andrew, thank you. I know you didn't want to do this tonight, and I know you probably didn't want to come on this show, but it's so important. And I thank you so much for just fighting through the grief to do what you're doing on a daily basis. We appreciate it so much.
Thanks, Laura. Have a good night.
All right. And night one of the RNC, that's a wrap. We'll be back tomorrow. More incredible speeches on tap. Be sure to watch tomorrow night. We'll make more news and with great gifts.
Done in spite of the relentless criticism and attacks on him over the past 4 years. There was a marked appeal to African American and Hispanic support. We'll hear from one of the featured speakers tonight, Baltimore congressional candidate Kim Klacik. There were surprises too. We'll have those for you in just minutes. And we are monitoring Wisconsin under an 8 p.m. curfew tonight. The National Guard called in to back up police. One officer reportedly knocked out by a brick following the shooting of a black man by law enforcement. The tension testing Kenosha and the nation in a summer of unrest in America's cities over violence between police and African Americans. Hello and welcome to Fox News at 9. I'm Shannon Reed in Washington. We kick things off tonight with Chief White House Correspondent John Roberts covering the president. Good evening, John.
Shannon, good morning to you. You know, these political conventions really have become 4-day-long infomercials in which both parties make the case as to why their candidate should be elected. It's a sales pitch that Donald Trump couldn't resist getting involved in from day one. President Trump making 2 appearances at the opening night of his convention, meeting with 6 hostages his administration rescued from Iran, Syria, Venezuela, Turkey, and India. The president also thanking people on the front lines of coronavirus response, from doctors and nurses to truck drivers who kept America rolling. President Trump kept up his contrast with opponent Joe Biden today, dropping into the RNC in Charlotte during the nomination roll call. I just want to thank people because, to be honest with you, I felt an obligation to be here. It's not the huge rallies of elections past, but President Trump following the traditional road with campaign stops in battleground states leading up to his big acceptance speech with events designed to win the daily news cycle. Biden the other day said, no, he'd shut it down. We just broke a record on jobs, an all-time record. There's never been 3 months where we've put more people to work, over 9 million people. The president again warning today of economic calamity if Democrats are allowed to implement what he called their radical left-wing agenda. And the president kept up the drumbeat against mass unsolicited mail-in voting, today accusing the Democrats of trying to use coronavirus to steal the election. With this whole 80 million mail-in ballots that they're working on, sending them out to people that didn't ask for them, and it's not going to be possible to tabulate, in my opinion.
Didn't ask for it, so how do you get an extra vote?
We have to be very, very careful. The House Speaker today calling such accusations antithetical to the Constitution, labeling the president
Now,
and...
shut up.
All the fans came to watch professional baseball. The top picture we have here is a picture Aberdeen versus Vancouver, opening of the season 1907, and that's the recreation field. And the picture down here with the date on the back of that one of 1907, that tells us that's most likely him traveling as the club secretary with the team. Also, we have the yearbook here, Souvenir Baseball Club, that the pennant winners 1908.
The damage and frustrated business owners, lad.
Yeah, well, it has been a busy day of clearing mud and fixing streets. St. George City still assessing the dollar amount of the damage, both to city infrastructure and also to private businesses.
Jewel for Tuesday, clearing the decks for First Lady Melania Trump to give her convention speech from the Rose Garden at the White House, though we do expect President Trump will make an appearance at some point during the evening. Shannon?
Hope he does every night.
Okay, John Roberts on night 1, bleeding into morning 1. Thank you, John. So, tensions running high in Kenosha, Wisconsin again tonight, as law enforcement officers establish a wider perimeter around a courthouse targeted by protesters there. Follows a Sunday night of violence in a small southeastern Wisconsin city where a black man was shot 7 times following a confrontation with
some winners and you can vote on who would be the next winner. And the monthly winner, of course, ends up in our 2022 calendar. 2021's already in the process of being made, so 2022 calendar. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with the you see lighting out here in the northern Utah. What I want to point out, notice we have the signs going back here, and notice the road in the Salt Lake Valley. See that part that breaks apart and moves off to the southeast? That's not, well, it's flow boundary. So that's wind coming out of the thunderstorm. Now, it can bump into some mountains and generate some precipitation, but generally what that does, that just kicks up a lot of wind. And that's what we see in the Salt Lake Valley, also at the point of the mountain, just very strong wind gusts associated with these thunderstorms that are actually back here to the or into Willis. So again, that wind just comes out of those thunderstorms. The storms themselves are still tracking towards the northeast and will mainly impact the northern end of the Wasatch Front. But again, kick up a bunch of wind for Salt Lake and Provo and Point of the Mountain areas like that. 83 right now in Salt Lake, 84 in Provo. We're in the 70s in Price. We're 90 currently in Moab and 91 degrees right now in St. George. And again, a fairly active day in northern Utah here this afternoon. You can see a few showers trying to get going in parts of southern Utah, but a lot quieter in southern Utah, of course, in southwest Utah than what we had last night. You know, the high pressure that's out on the four corners area, on the backside of that, that's allowed the moisture to move into the state, and that's why we're seeing those thunderstorms. We're going to see a day like that tomorrow as well. Chances are thunderstorms will be mainly in the afternoon hours. After that, the rig flattens and we start to get some drier air moving back into the state. So for tomorrow, we're going to see partly cloudy skies for much of central Utah. Temperatures into the 90s again. You can see upper 90s around Grand Junction, lower 90s around Manti. For southern Utah, mostly sunny, very similar to what we saw for most of today. Just mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies and hot. 103 in St. George, you see 102 in Moab. With mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast shows us at 105 on Wednesday. Then we slowly cool things down heading into the weekend. 99 by Monday. Kind of an interesting day coming our way on Monday. For northern Utah, scattered storms developing again mainly in the afternoon and evening hours, similar to what we had today. Temperatures generally in the 80, or excuse me, the low 90s, mid 90s, even some upper 90s in locations. 95 in Salt Lake, 96 in Sandy. As you look at the 7-day forecast here along the Wasatch Front for northern Utah, again, we warm up into the 90s, lower 90s by the weekend, and then look at Monday, high of 85, finally a cool down in our forecast. We'll be back after this.
You bought it, so shouldn't you have the right to repair it?
They want people not fixing them.
From phones to fridges, some companies are forcing you to pay big bucks to fix or replace. KSL investigates the right to repair. Thursday at 10.
Your valuables are as you.
What's happening? You got liberal.
finished.
Oh. Did you ever work out why it was called Thunder in the Moon?
No? Was there a mention of thunder or weather?
Perhaps it's an allegory.
Perhaps it's rubbish.
Well, it was building up to a dramatic climax last time you took it. Ion was in an asylum. His wife had barricaded herself in a cave. And our brother was in prison for burning barns.
They all ended up in an asylum.
Oh, maybe it's a clean slap.
No. Georgi the shepherd was the climax.
Well, what happened to him?
He turned into a sheep. Goodness knows, but he did. Remember the first line? I am alone with my sheep.
Burn on my memory.
Well, the last line is, we sheep are not alone.
It is an allegory.
It's funny.
Oh, well, I have to read the rest of the book.
But she's all through that. Now, sir, we thought I could adapt it into I'll never know.
Well, have you considered an opera?
The chorus of sheep.
You might be onto something there.
What are you doing?
The budget.
Don't figure that out.
Yes, they are after the fact that the agency isn't doing wonderfully well. More machines, less call for girls with notebooks.
Up for the girls with the notebooks.
Yes, I thought you might. Presumably in short skirts.
It never hurts.
Hello.
Have a girl in a short skirt telling anything, call me.
Hey, line. Hey, Alistair. What are you doing? Stop now. It's true. Aye, lovely lady.
Stop what?
He keeps doing this.
Why, don't you doing that to me?
For you, it's a hug. Green light line? Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, well, are we celebrating something, or are you in one of your tax-down moods?
Listen up. My father has faxed me from LA. We are off the back burner. You cooking something together? The mini-series, Just Two People. Mike has managed to punch a hole in the schedule. Between networks in the US of A tonight, prime time. You mean you're actually going to show that? Gene, will you tell me? Oh, what up?
Lionel is turning Thunder in the Moon into an opera.
No, you are not. No, I'm not. Listen, people, this is not playtime. Didn't you hear what I said? We understood it. Well, then this is taking Skip Up the Lip to super blue proportions. Aren't you thrilled? No, not really. Gene, this time I'm serious as in deadly. Will you talk to the man?
Sit down, Alistair.
Me, why?
Now, I'm not a fool. I liked Lionel's script. I really did. But then half of LA got hold of it. We saw some of the film, you remember? And they turned it into that thing. So don't say talk to the man, because he already knows.
Why? Would you like a drink? Okay, but hey, I'm not giving up on this.
You're really relying on the potato farmer in Idaho, aren't you?
Middle America, yes. Listen, these are not sophisticated people. And if they accept Just Two People as truly representative of British life, then they're all simpletons. The Middlesex Regiment in bearskin.
Nurses in stripper-gram uniforms.
Nannies of the last century.
And everyone's saying toodle pip and cheer ho.
Okay, so you have reservations.
Reservations?
Let's just wait and see, shall we? Without holding our breath. In the meantime, let's drink to Just Two People. Just Two People.
The potato farmer in Idaho. This squiggle at the bottom. It's that just about sums it up. Well, not in the red, but there's definitely a thing too much. Perhaps we should convert to an escort agency. I think I haven't considered that. You could be no, too bad. Madam Cynthia. Mind you, if Just Two People comes off, we could do a cash injection. If it comes off, we'll all need an injection of some kind to bring us round. You're very dismal about it. Well, you've seen some of it. What about you? Well, you know me. If there's a wind about, I generally whistle into it. Is there a worse philosophy, isn't it? Could you come up? Alistair's come back and he's doing this again. Oh, we better go before Lionel punches him on the nose.
Boy, when I get an idea, I get an idea. I think we should stop asking yourself questions and sit down. I can't. I'm too pumped up. Wait till you see what I've got in this part. Wait a minute, it's a lit firework. Plus 3 beautiful women.
And what do we plus to, Alistair?
These. You, Lai, and I are concording into the Big Apple to watch Just Two People as it happens.
When?
Now. Why would you want to do that? Why? Live. It's a television program, not Custer's Last Fan.
Oh, I don't know. But you'd never make it in time anyway.
Yes, we would. Time difference. Plus, Concorde flies at the speed of a bullet. We'd be in New York before we left Heathrow.
He's right.
Yes, I know I'm right. Lie. Quite honestly, I don't see the point of flying at the speed of a bullet to watch a disaster.
Oh, you're very generous, Alistair, but you go to the match and we'll stay at home and watch the result.
But I booked rooms at the Plaza.
I'm sorry, Alistair.
Okay, fine. Whatever you say. Well, it's not every day that a guy with tickets on Concorde and rooms at the Plaza gets turned down.
Well, why not try the younger generation, Mum?
Hey, is that an idea or is that an idea? You're asking me some questions today. Then I'll ask the right people. Judy, Sandy.
The last time I had an invitation like this, I was 16 years old.
Not Concorde in the Plaza.
Before his school. He had 2 tickets for the pop concert, but he had a row with his girlfriend and asked me instead.
You didn't go, did you?
No, of course not.
Get the point? It's not very flattering being the reserve team.
So you're not coming?
Of course not.
Then grab your passports, throw something flint into a suitcase and it's New York, here we go. You'll love our room at the Plaza. Yeah, I meant you can't blame a chef for trying. So what you said? What are you doing?
Making a snack.
We're going to bed.
Yes, I know. Will you pour that coffee into the thermos for me, please?
Were you planning to have this snack in the garden?
Oh, don't be rational.
Me?
Well, we're going to be woken up in the early hours of the morning. We might feel like a snack.
Is this some form of psychic forecast?
It's common sense. They'll see the program in New York and they're bound to focus. Going to be the early hours of the morning.
You're right.
Yes, I know. Will you pour that coffee, please?
What if they don't join us?
They're bound to.
What if we're not hungry?
You're in one of your obstructive moods.
Do you know something? I almost wish we'd gone to New York now.
That's not like you at all.
I know. But at least if I watched the whole thing live, there wouldn't be many flickering hopes that it might not be that bad.
Yes, I know what you mean. They're troublesome things, flickering hopes. Flicker, 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 they go.
Flickering in the face of reason.
Yes. Will you want a custard tart?
No, I should make friends. I'll tell you what, I'm not setting the alarm. If they phone, they phone. If they don't, we'll miss a snack, but we'll get a good night's sleep.
Darling, will you turn the lights off?
Yeah. I think I will bring a custard tart.
I could get used to this. Me too. Wonder if Mum's ever thought of opening a branch office in New York. We could mention it. Get a job first. Oh, actually.
Room service, British style.
Come in. It's time to get some clothes on.
For that, you know.
Of course you did.
I'll still share the champagne. So, what do you think?
Long way to come. Television, though.
It's not just television. We could be watching history in the making. We could. Remember Beethoven?
Not personally.
His Fifth Symphony. First performance, it was rude.
I don't find that very encouraging.
Yes, but he made a comeback. That's my point. Years later, it became a classic.
A sort of chart stalker of its day. Anything I'm not going to afford to wait that long.
Okay, what about Al Jolson?
Oh, Alistair, Lionel's not about to conduct a symphony or sing Mammy. This is television. If this goes down the pan, that's it. It's over. That's a fact of life.
I was just trying to look on the bright side.
Yeah, I know you were. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit nervous.
Yes, so am I now.
Would a massage help? Champagne, then.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah. Channel 4. Here's to it.
Yes. Good luck, Lionel.
Good luck, Mum.
What's this?
No, it's just a commercial.
It's about funeral parlours. Oh, no.
It's not an omen. It's not an omen. seem to be.
Every time I open my eyes and look at you, you seem to be.
I suppose if we'd ever opened our eyes at the same time, we'd have been up ages ago. What's the time?
2:30.
I'm glad we got this thing. At least we won't have to tear downstairs.
A watched phone never rings.
Coffee?
Oh, why not? Oh, I think I'll have a sandwich too. Ah, egg and cress or cheese?
Oh, I think I'll stick with the custard tart. This is bizarre, isn't it?
It is a bit. We're going to have a very crummy day.
Well, let's face that when we get around to sleeping.
Lionel, why are you still flickering?
Flickering?
Flickering hopes, remember? I thought you'd given up on that.
Yeah, I had. But an influx of dollars would be bad for your business.
But if you someone who wants to pack it in altogether, that's a noble thought.
No, but I have my moments. But there's something else.
You're not keeping a woman somewhere, are you?
That's not what I mean. The house in Hampshire. It's a big place to keep up just for weekends. Heating to pay for, Mrs. Bell to pay for.
Well, I think Mrs. Bell would prefer round heating.
Perhaps we should sell it.
Your father gave you that house. You can't sell it.
Well, put it to some use then.
What else?
I don't know. The hotel.
You run your hotel.
And then a coffee plantation in
No, it isn't quite the same thing, is it? Coffee beans don't make demands. Hotel guests do. Sometimes not very politely. You get to the place in a week.
Well, it was just my first idea.
Have you got a second?
No. Not just my time, no.
If we were stately, we could turn it into a stately home.
That is not in the least helpful.
It wasn't meant to be. Well, we're not actually facing the workhouse, are we?
I was just thinking of a way to help.
Well, you could get me an egg and cress sandwich.
All the cress in the bed will be yours. Shouldn't it have run by now? Well,
Well,
beautifully photographed.
I like the music.
Oh.
Yes, I like the music.
More champagne?
No, thanks.
Judy?
No, thanks. That'll be an ambulance rushing a viewer to hospital.
Come on.
Don't face it, Alistair. It wasn't very good, was it?
Sandy?
I think it was one of the most truly awful things I've ever seen.
They must have done some more rewrites.
By a 5-year-old child, presumably.
Yeah, he must have written the bit where Mum sings Land of Hope and Glory as Lionel goes off to Korea.
On a platform at London Station.
The Korean battle scenes were good, though. Now they were good.
Even if they were shot in Wales.
You'd never know that.
Not if you ignore the sheep on Hillside.
They certainly don't have a pub called the Glendower Arms.
You spotted that as well.
Where?
When Lionel gets shot in the army as in a field hospital,
You could see the pub through the flap in the tent. Still, at least he didn't lose his arm. There was talk of that at some stage.
But I came down very heavily on that.
I wish you'd come down very heavily on the whole thing.
I should have stopped at publishing. I got right out of my depth.
Oh, it wasn't all your fault.
I didn't say it was all my fault.
Hadn't we better phone home?
All right.
Yes. I think I'll just have another glass of champagne first.
Oh, this is a much better idea than trying to brush the crumbs out.
And the cress?
Well, I didn't see any, actually.
It was like a field over your side.
I wish they'd phone.
Well, I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to sleep, and that's definite.
All right. Make it 10.
All right, 10.
I shall look like death warmed up in the morning.
Do you remember the first morning we woke up together?
I didn't look like death warmed up then, did I?
You look beautiful.
Ah, you look smug.
Oh, that's not very nice thing to say.
Well, perhaps not smug, just very pleased with yourself.
I was pleased with everything that morning.
What have you done?
Right. Holland Park Home for Insomniacs. Hey, Judy. Yeah, we're fine. So, how did it go? Yeah, I see. No, you don't have to struggle to find the words. I think I catch the drift. No, I'm not disappointed. I said all along it was going to be a disaster. Yeah. Well, give our love to Sandy and Alistair. Well, Jean's love to Alistair, my regards. See you soon. Goodbye. Was that worth waking up for? I asked myself.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Can you lend me a fiver till the end of the week?
It was only 3 opinions.
True. But if even Alistair can't find a redeeming feature, I don't think we should clutch at straws.
Let's go to a nightclub.
I don't know any nightclubs. Charge 7 and 6 entrance fee.
It's in the Great War.
It was just before. Why did you say let's go to a nightclub?
Oh, it's a show of bravado, I suppose.
Well, nobody would know what we were showing our bravado for.
No, true. And they probably charge 10 entrance fee now. Let's just go to bed instead.
Good idea.
We can talk some more about the first morning we woke up together.
Okay, girls. It's time to slip into something glamorous.
You've got to be kidding. Go to your room, Alistair.
Hey, wrong. I mean, glamorous as in, hey, look at us Brits. The rat bash. My brother's just throwing a big party in his apartment.
It won't be a party, it'll be a wank.
And it certainly won't be, hey, look at us Brits from us. Did it get back to where you came from them?
Can I just inject a note of hope into all of this?
Alistair, why bother? 10 minutes ago you admitted defeat.
That was a spur-of-the-moment thing. Look, maybe we're too close to this. Maybe we didn't see it for what it really was.
Well, that's just the problem. We did.
I mean through American eyes. And another thing, if you girls want to start getting changed while I'm talking here, that's okay with me. Ratings. Nobody makes a movie without ratings.
When do we know those?
Tomorrow morning. So in the meantime, we do not despair. Let's go round a night and party.
Hello? Yes, he is. Just a minute.
Hey. Hi, we're just on our way. What? I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. Yeah, okay, hey, well, let's do lunch soon. Right. Ciao. The party's cancelled. Mike's been fired.
Poor Mike. I liked Mike. It was cruel to fire him.
Guilt by association, I suppose.
The writers got fired too.
What happened to the big boss, Sol? No sign.
Oh, he's all right. Alistair says he only claims involvement with hits.
Oh, hard. Why didn't Alistair come in with you? I asked him, but I think he feels a bit guilty about what happened in New York. What happened in New York? The program. Oh! Well, it wasn't Alistair's fault, was it now?
I reckon the fault was a long list, but I certainly wouldn't put him at the top.
I've never seen him so subdued. He never even made a pass at us.
Very subdued.
Call it morbid curiosity, but how did the famous ratings go in the end? That bad.
Well, they started very brightly and then they fell off as the program went on.
He did quite respectably in Idaho.
Oh, good old Idaho.
Alistair's potato farmer must have a lot of relatives.
You know the good people who live in Idaho, Idahoans?
I know, why?
Just a thought.
Oh, I see. Well, Idahoans doesn't sound right, does it? Idahoans,
That sounds a bit like a sock shop. You don't have to put on an act, you know. Well, look at that, we're just chatting.
Yes, but you must be upset.
I told you it was doomed from the moment they said they loved the first script.
Well, we'll listen to you next time.
There isn't going to be a next time.
It's all right, I'll go. So, what are you going to do now, Lionel?
I think I'll settle down and breed hamsters.
I think before you do that, you've got to write your second book. Oh, yes.
I tell you what, I'll breed hamsters first, and then write a book about breeding hamsters.
Recorded delivery for Lionel.
What is it?
Oh, I hate people who say that. Open.
Perhaps it's a bomb from the soul.
I've just potatoes from that potato farm, and
That's odd. It's 6 copies of my life in Kenya.
But you've already had your complimentary copies.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I sent some more then. Read the letter.
It's from Alistair. Well, not from Alistair personally, but someone in his firm. Dear Mr. Hardcastle, we paid 6 copies of... Oh, I see. My life in Kenya is being remanded.
Does that mean they're printing some more? No. It means that they're selling what's left of the first lot at half price.
I didn't say you shouldn't buy it. I said I wouldn't buy it.
I think I will take it back.
No! You can carry it off.
That's the kiss of death. What that really means is... Oh, there's Alistair. Hello, Alistair.
Oh, Maggie. How's that? Oh, can I get you anything?
No, thanks. Where have you been lately? I haven't seen you in days.
I can't think what to say to lie.
Hello is always a good start.
Now, I built up his hopes and then the guy must be in pieces.
He's on very good form, as a matter of fact. He had a wonderful row in the milk room this morning.
Yeah, really set him up for the day.
What's he like inside?
Much the same as everybody else. He's all right, really he is.
He can't be.
Well, come home with us and see yourself.
There's something else.
They don't stop you seeing.
My life in Kenya has been remembered.
Who knows?
It's the only way to sell more copies. That feels like kicking a puppy.